me. What you want? So this lady, I see her peek from the corner, like give me the eye, like you good, sis? Like you good? And I'm like, yeah. So she looked around. He looked over at her like, you know her? I'm like, no, I'm not lady, but you know, women gonna look out for women, especially when we screaming like that. So he like, oh, just wait, because you know he drives, he has a license. So he's like, just wait, I'm gonna give you a ride home, So I'm like, you know what, y'all know I love to take Uber, and the bitch was Burkiana. So I was like, you know what, go, because he wanted to go to the liquor store. I'm gonna go to the liquor store and I'm gonna walk back to your car, because his car is the other way. I'm like, I'm gonna walk back to your car, go to the liquor store. So I walk back to his car. I'm like sitting there talking mad shit with my grandmother, like, grandma, this boy follow me across the street, and he and that, and he this and that, and I'm gonna let him give me a ride home. So on the ride home, I guess I was still hurt, so I didn't say nothing. I was just like, the only thing I said was like, why you laughed at me? Like, you thought it was funny laughing at me? So his nervous mechanism, or whatever you want to call it, is to laugh. Like, that's what he does when he's scared, nervous, or whatever. So I'm like, you think this shit is a joke? Like, you really acting funny. So nonetheless, the whole ride, it was like a 20-30 minute ride, I was mute. He's like, oh, did you see the news? Oh, did you see this? Oh, did you see that? Like, trying to talk to me. And I'm just in there like, literally straight. So he's like, he get quiet after a while. So then he I was like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? Like, what? Like, I want to talk to you. I really love you. Like, I really care about you. I didn't say nothing. So he dropped me off in front of my building. I'm like, you motherfucking bum. And I slammed the door. And then we didn't see each other for like 3 weeks after that. Like, I blocked his number, and he didn't text me. So I had blocked him on my phone, but the alerts come up on my MacBook. So I realized like 3-4 weeks later, he texted me the night before. So I texted him back like, don't fucking text me, you ain't shit. And the reason why I said that is because I felt like the first time around he wasn't remorseful. Like, when we first ran across the street to see me, I didn't feel like he understood why I was hurt, and I didn't feel like he I didn't think he realized it was as serious to me as it was. So I just wanted him to understand, like, there's boundaries and things that I'm gonna set in place, and there's expectations that I'm gonna expect going forward, and these are things that I'm not gonna tolerate. So nonetheless, he's like, oh, you know, I really love you, Chelsea, and I'm really sorry, and you know, I get it, I understand. I think 2 months had passed and we really didn't speak, and he's like, you know, I just can't stop thinking about you, and I really miss you. And he seemed really, really genuine, because y'all know I go for energy, and if your energy ain't right, I'm dumping you. Why you think it took him 2 months to even talk to me again? Because I feel like if your energy is not there, I'm not with it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So he FaceTimed me, and I'm laying in bed. I'm like, what you want? What the fuck you want? You mad ugly? I'm like, you mad ugly? Like, what? So he's like, Chelsea, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm really, you know, I realized. Because my thing was, when we stopped talking, I told him deadass. I was like, you a nigga for the streets. That's what I said. I was like, you a nigga for the streets, and you want to hang out with street people, and you want to do street ghetto things, and if that's what you need to do, like, that's what you need to do. And I sincerely said a prayer. I was like, God, if we meant to be together, and this is meant to be a part of his journey and his process and growing up, I want him to go through that, but he not gonna go through that with me by his side. So I literally released him to the streets, y'all. So I'm like, you know, you wanted to be in the streets, you wanted to run the streets, you wanted to do hood brat behavior. So there you go. But if you're gonna be around me, you know I'm a structured person, and prior to COVID, you was on the structure, and you was doing really, really fucking good, and then you decided you wanted to get off the structure. So I just want to make sure that you're gonna understand I'm not with that shit. You're not gonna be doing ghetto shit around me. I'm gonna make you a better person because I like better, you know, whatever. So he's like, you know, I realized that, and it you know, it took me, I guess it took him the experience. These streets don't show these niggas no love. Okay, period. Let's talk about it. These streets don't show these men no love, and sometimes they feel like that's what they want to do. Okay, cool, but you're not gonna do it with me, like I said. So nonetheless, in the middle of the conversation, y'all know I love my scrimps. So he like, oh, you want me to go get you some shrimp from Shaking Crab? And I'm like, oh, I'm like, Shaking Crab? You said Shaking Crab? I'm like, yeah, bring my scrimps, because I'm not gonna talk to you, but just bring my food. So I called my grandmother, and let me tell you how my grandmother's the ops. So I called my grandmother, and I'm like, Grandma, guess who I talked to? She's like, your bae? I'm not gonna say his name. Your bae? I'm like, yeah. Like, she's like, oh, so what's going on? Like, she loves him. She thinks he's like God's gift to earth. So I'm like, nothing. He gonna bring me some scrimps, and that's it. Like, he gonna bring my scrimps. So she's like, oh, are you gonna let him come upstairs? I'm like, Grandma, let me be an honorable woman. Like, The fuck? No, he's not coming upstairs. I'm gonna go downstairs because he drives, he has a car. I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm getting my scrimps, and I'm coming back upstairs. So she's like, oh, well, I think you should talk to him, and I think you should have a conversation with him. And I'm like, literally, that was my face, like, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll maybe consider it. So nonetheless, he's like, oh, call the shrimp place or whatever and place the order, whatever, I'll go pick it up. So he goes to pick up the order, he brings me the order, and he has this tendency to be 10 minutes away and be like, I'm downstairs. So I go downstairs in a black dress, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, show little titties or whatever. Cause you gotta be a little sexy. I don't have no bra on and I'm wearing regular slippers. And he pulled up or whatever. So I'm like, give me my scripts through the window. Like I'm tapping on his window, like give me my script. He like, get in the car, like get in the car, like I'm like, whatever. So I open the door, I get in the car. This motherfucker drives off. Mind you, this is like a race car or whatever. I forgot the name of it. But nonetheless, it's a fast car. So I'm like, oh hell no. Yeah, I'm like, oh hell no, let me out. He like laughing like, I'm like, oh no, let me out. And then y'all know I'm mad dramatic, so I went to go touch like the seatbelt and I didn't feel it, so I'm like, that shit don't even got seatbelts. And he's like, Chelsea, the seatbelt is right there. So he stops and I'm like, I turned around, I'm like, oh, but your shit broke anyway. I'm like, your shit broke anyway. So I put the seatbelt on or whatever. So he's like driving and he's like, oh, you know, I miss you. You look so beautiful. Da, 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 da. I'm like, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. He like, fuck you too. I'm like, you ugly. He like, you ugly too. And I start laughing. So we like get to a stop sign and I see the cops. So I'm like, stop fucking playing with me because I would yell like, you kidnapping me out this window. So he like, all right, yell if you want to. So I roll down the window. I'm like, kidnapping. He like, yeah, y'all in front of the fucking car. So he rolled down his window. He like, yeah, I'm kidnapping her. So the cops is like a little bit further up. I don't know if they heard us, but I started laughing. I'm like, no, I rolled up my window like, no, you need to come back in the car because I don't need the cops coming over here. So he like, all right. Nonetheless, so he like drives around and we like going back and forth, like on some like petty cute shit. So I'm like, oh, you ugly, you mad annoying, you this, you that, you da 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 da. And so he like, yeah, whatever. She said something. I'm jumped up. I don't know what possessed me to do this. And I grabbed his steering wheel and pulled that shit like to the fucking left. I was like, I will kill both of us in here. Don't play with me. Mind you, the light turned green. We was on the street and the light turned green. So his car goes like kind of to the left and it's a two-way street. So cars are coming this way and we're going down. So I'm like, don't fucking play with me. I will run this shit over. I will kill both of us. So he like, you crazy, sit your ass down. He like, sit your ass down. So I'm like, whatever. So he pulls into my block. He parks in front of my building. And we had the best talk, y'all. Like, we had the most mature talk ever. And I just feel like as women, it's important during the time your nigga acting up is to really love yourself, find yourself, let a man know. Because he said, he was like, I never thought you would leave me. I never thought you would never talk to me again. I'm like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm really a strong woman. And sometimes you just gotta show men like, I'm strong, sweetie. You're not gonna sit here, you're not gonna play with my heart and play with my feelings and expect me to just be like, okay, no relationship is perfect. Let's make that clear. I want to make that loud and clear. No situation is perfect, but you have to set your boundaries and you have to let them know what you will and will not accept. And a man that is for you will adjust. Just like you have to adjust. There's certain things I had to adjust. Like he felt like he was doing things for me and I wasn't like I always wanted more. Like if I say go get flowers, then I would be like, oh, you didn't get flowers and lunch. Oh, you didn't get this, you didn't get that. You didn't get, like, it was constantly that. It never made him feel validated. So that's why I can own I was wrong, because he really did go out his way to really show me that he's trying. Like, he's trying to show me he loves me. He's trying to show me he cares. He respected me. He never cursed me out. I'm sure he said some things behind my back. But to me, he never disrespected me. Never did anything to make me feel any type of way. Like, he did little childish things, but it was never anything that I would be like, oh, I just want to leave him, fuck him. So, nonetheless, we had a really, really good, deep talk. I set my boundaries, and I made it clear that, baby, you're not gonna come over here and play me, okay, sweetie? And, you know, I was acting tough for a little while, and then he kissed me, and I melted again. So, nonetheless, I just wanted to bring you guys that story time and let you guys know that situation was happening all while the management situation was happening, and it was just coinciding, and I was just so overwhelmed with stress and anxiety. Nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this story time, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment. Join the Chelsea gang, and I'll see you beauties in the next video. Bye.